Welcome back to our China series. This was our second day in Shanghai and it turned out to be a pretty busy one as we explored some of the city's famous spots. We kicked off the morning with a visit to a popular temple not too far from where we were staying. We could have taken the metro, but since it was early morning and we wanted a comfy start, we cruised over in a DD ride instead. First hiccup of the day, we walked up to the entrance only to find out we needed an online reservation to get in. It had to be done through the WeChat app, which we had no idea about. That led to a little bit of, let's just say, drama between my parents. Luckily, a friendly staff member came to the rescue. She told us to scan a QR code and make the entrance payment via Alipay. The moment we got inside the main entrance, we came across this big open courtyard. It was definitely busy, but it added to the charm. The temple had such a nice vibe. From there, we made our way up the stairs to explore the indoor sections of the complex. Inside the complex, the atmosphere completely changed. It was calm and peaceful. The whole place is so well kept and beautifully maintained. What makes it even more fascinating is its history. At one point, this complex was actually turned into a toy factory. Definitely worth checking out its history. We wandered through the narrow hallways that took us around the central courtyard. Most of the rooms were off limits, but from the balcony we got beautiful views of the courtyard. It almost felt like a bird's eye perspective of all the action below. The whole place had an amazing atmosphere. I let the visuals do the talking. That was such an amazing experience. After all the walking, it felt like the perfect time to take a little break and grab some drinks. There was actually a huge shopping mall right on the premises of the temple. I love how the modern and historical buildings exist side by side in Shanghai. We weren't in the mood to explore the mall. We were more interested to explore the street nearby and find a cafe. Along the street, there were a few shops selling crafts and snacks, and just a few meters in, we came across some cozy cafes. We first stopped for some drinks, then wandered into another cafe with a tempting display of bakery treats. My dad has a sweet tooth, so of course he couldn't resist grabbing a sugar hit. This was the first cafe we stopped at. They had a nice lunch menu and a huge variety of tea. I was really impressed by the simple yet aesthetic vibe inside. It had such a cozy charm. The second cafe, which was right next door, immediately caught my dad's eye. They had an incredible display of bakery items, so we couldn't resist going in. It's amazing how in Asia, getting good quality and tasty food is never even something you need to worry about. It's just everywhere. That's definitely something I really miss when I'm back in Australia. It was still morning and we had already ticked off visiting the temple. The visit kept replaying in my mind and I felt so thankful for such a wonderful experience. After that little break, it was time to head to our next spot for the day, and it was a short ride by metro. It really felt like a different world in China. The train stations looked more like shopping malls, so well kept and brightly lit. I personally loved taking the metro there. It was such a cool and quick way to get around the city. In about 10 minutes, we were out of the metro and in a residential area. Things were pretty lively there, with pop-up markets and lots happening around us, but we kept moving towards our destination. On the way, we spotted a Luckin store, and there was no way we were going to miss grabbing a drink. It was a small hole-in-the-wall setup, but it was buzzing with people. I decided to grab their fruit tea to enjoy during our walk. That's so good. We were there to visit a renovated residential area in the French concession section of Shanghai. Today, it's home to boutique shops, bars, restaurants, and has become more of a popular tourist spot. afternoon exploring the old streets of this area, which was like a maze of narrow alleys. Originally, this neighbourhood was full of simple shikumen houses where locals lived and worked, but over time it has been transformed into a vibrant hub of boutique shops, cafés and bars. The streets were bustling with people, making it feel lively and energetic, though a bit crowded in places. Every corner revealed something new, a quaint cafe tucked between art studios or a small shop selling handmade crafts. While my parents thought it was a little too busy and touristy, I found the lively atmosphere completely charming.
너무 카메라 제 앞에 있는 거 아니에요? 너무 나를 찍는 거 아니에요?
The combination of historic architecture and modern creativity made it feel like stepping into a living piece of Shanghai's past. So, let's explore! Keeping with our busy day, we hopped on a quick metro ride to another part of the city. We thought it would feel like the perfect contrast, leaving behind the lively crowded streets and heading towards a calm place known for its history and beauty. At least that's what we thought, but was the garden really as peaceful as we imagined? You'll find out in just a moment. On our way to the gardens, we passed through an iconic stretch of Shanghai. This area is one of the city's most famous tourist spots, filled with a lively street where you can find everything from stores selling local crafts and souvenirs to high-end brands. We finally made it to the famous gardens. Honestly, our first thought was, will we even get a ticket? It was already close to 4 p.m, and with the ticket counter closing soon, the clock was ticking. In the end, it wasn't that bad. The counters were definitely packed, but the staff were moving quickly and handing out tickets at a good pace. It was definitely not the kind of peaceful garden you might expect. I was actually pretty happy with the lively crowds, but my dad had a different view. He was expecting a calm, quiet walk, just like the serene scenes shown in the garden's promotional pictures. We had to be quite careful walking through the pathways since they were narrow and uneven. Yeah. The garden was originally built during the Ming Dynasty in the 16th century, and it was designed as a private retreat for a wealthy family. The pathways were almost like hidden passages, guiding us from one section to another. After centuries of change and restoration, it's now one of Shanghai's most famous classical gardens. Even though it was busy with tourists, I could still imagine what it must have been like centuries ago. Quiet, serene, and reserved for just one family. I'm not exactly sure why everyone was gathered here. Maybe it's the main residence or just a common meetup spot for all the tour groups. But it was the perfect spot to take in the artwork and admire the historical architecture. day, we actually left our hotel in the morning and didn't even go back to rest, which was pretty new for us because we usually like to take a break in the afternoons. But in Shanghai, we had a pretty packed plan since we were only here for 3 days and we really wanted to make the most of every moment. From there, we headed over to the nearby touristy area that had plenty to see, like a lively food street market, bustling shopping centres, and of course, the famous city god temple. We had another spot planned for today, the city god temple. But first, we were feeling really hungry, so we headed to the McDonald's nearby. And unsurprisingly, it was pretty full. Luckily, when we went down to the basement, we managed to find a spot and had an awesome meal. The burgers tasted so much better than here in Australia. Back at the City God Temple complex, it was very busy. By then, we were pretty tired, so we took a much needed break and just soaked in the surroundings. We had planned to visit the City God Temple, but unfortunately, it was closed for the day. That's alright though, because the complex itself is such a cool attraction and definitely worth a visit. I was really looking forward to seeing this building all lit up. There was still plenty of time before the entire complex lit up, so we headed to the nearby street market. It was super busy, just the way I like it. Honestly, I was having the best time there. Just look at that. The moment the lights came on, the whole complex transformed into something magical. It looked straight out of a fairy tale. was an amazing second day in Shanghai. We were so glad we got to see so many places in just one day. Honestly, I can't even pick a favorite. Every spot we visited was so unique and awesome. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back soon with another exciting adventure from China. Until then, take care!